Be honest with yourself. Do you know what to expect on your driving test day? Because your driving instructor will teach you how to drive the car, but few really break down what to actually expect on the test. So in this video, I'll give you a walkthrough of the UK practical driving test day, while also sprinkling some advice that helped me pass first time with only 2 minors. Okay, so provided you have your practical test day booked, which I feel for you lot if you haven't, because since COVID it's been damn near impossible. On the day you need to bring your provisional license and a car. Normally do instructors, but as long as it's got L plates, you're insured on it, and of course it's road safe, it will do the job. Now the email that they send to you says to bring your theory certificate, but I never got asked for mine. And to be fair, I'm not sure why, because it should all be on the system anyway. And to book a practical driving test, you need to have passed your theory anyway. So I'm not sure why they asked for it. You can bring it if you like, but I never got asked for it. If you are using your instructor's car, which I assume the majority of you watching are, be sure that they know the time and date of your test and book in a 1-hour lesson before your test starts. This really helps you to go over the maneuvers again and get rid of any anxiety and rust that may be within you before the test. Now, to use my instructor's car for the test, he charged me £120, and that includes the full test and a 1-hour mock. A friend of mine also got charged £120 for the same thing, so I'm guessing that's the standard rate, but let me know in the comments if I got absolutely fleeced. Now let's move into what the test will consist of. The whole test will be 35 to 40 minutes long, including 20 minutes of independent driving, which is either following a sat-nav or road signs. And I'll give you a secret tip shortly, which can enable you to tell whether you will be doing sat-nav or road signs before the test begins. There are 5 potential maneuvers on the test to do. There's reverse bay park left, reverse bay park right, forward bay park, parallel park, and then also parking on the right and reversing 2 car lengths, of which you will do 1 maneuver. You could potentially be asked to complete the emergency brake maneuver as well. I didn't personally get asked to do this, but around 30 to 35% of candidates are instructed to do so. You will be asked 1 tell me question before you start driving and 1 show me question whilst driving. And a link to both of those potential questions will be left in the description, a government website that includes all the potential questions that you can be asked. And while you're down there, there's a big red button that says subscribe, so if you click that, it'd mean the world to me. And if you don't pass either your show me or tell me question, they're both only going to give you 1 minor mistake, so you cannot fail from not answering them correctly. Finally, you are allowed 15 minor, also known as driving faults, on the test and still pass, but even just 1 major, also known as a serious fault, will result in a fail. And 3 of the same minor fault in 1 test can also give you a fail as well. So your instructor has picked you up an hour before the test, you've gone through all the maneuvers, you've got a feel for the car, and now you've hopefully arrived at the test center 5 to 10 minutes before your test starts. My first pro tip is to park in an easy spot so it won't make your life difficult whatsoever when the test begins. You should go in and sit in the test center, and around the time your test starts, an examiner will come out with a bright yellow high-vis jacket and call out your name. This is where my second pro tip comes in. This is to have your provisional license ready to give to the examiner, and also be really friendly, give them a handshake, treat it kind of like it's an interview. You can also easily spot if you are doing sat-nav driving or road signs driving for the independent portion of your test, because you can see if your examiner is actually holding a sat-nav. For my particular test, the examiner wasn't, so that meant I was doing road signs. No stress, I was prepared either way. You'll be asked to sign a declaration and also asked if you want your instructor to come with you on the test. I said no to that, but then I was asked if I want my instructor to hear the feedback at the end of the test, of which I said yes I do. After that, you will leave the test center with the examiner and the test officially begins. It will start with them asking you to read a number plate of a car roughly 20 meters away. If you fail that, then your test will be over pretty quickly. But provided your eyes are working correctly, you'll be asked to go inside your car, sit down whilst the examiner walks around and ensures the car is road safe. Now I'm going to give you some common mistakes and misconceptions people have about the driving test. Number 1 is thinking every time the examiner taps on the tablet that you've made a mistake. That is simply not true. The examiner has to tap on the tablet when marking down what maneuver you're doing, for example, so they are not always writing or tapping on the tablet when you've made a mistake. That also leads into my second point, which is thinking you failed. During my test, in the show me question, I was asked to wash and clean the front windshield, of which I did the back one first by accident. Now in hindsight, it wouldn't have been a major fault, so I don't know why I was stressing. But still, that did play on my mind for about 5 minutes after that incident. But the funniest thing is, because I immediately corrected it and washed the front windshield, I didn't even pick up a minor fault, let alone a major, for that mistake. Stressing over previous mistakes can then lead you to lose concentration and make a serious fault later down the line, which will then cause you to fail the test when the initial mistake wouldn't have. And my third tip is not being afraid to ask for repeat instructions or going the wrong way. Neither of these actions are even a minor fault in the test, and going the wrong way is never a problem as long as it is done safely. During your test, safety has to be your primary concern. After the test, you'll be asked to pull up outside the test center, where the examiner will show you his tablet, which will either have a big green pass sign or, I mean, I didn't fail, but I'm guessing a big red fail sign. Either way, let's hope you don't see that one and instead see the pass sign. The examiner will then run through all the mistakes that was made to you and the instructor, and you'll also get an email of the confirmation of your result with the faults embedded in the email. And if you pass, congratulations, the examiner will take your provisional license from you and ask you to confirm your address so they can ship you your full driving license. My examiner did say it should take around 2 to 3 weeks to ship. I got mine in the post in, I want to say, 3 days maximum, so it shouldn't be too long. And either way, having the test pass certificate is enough evidence if you want to get a car or a quote from insurance in the meantime. That was a walkthrough of what to expect on your test day and how to pass, but wait, I missed one massive tip I covered in this video right here, where I talked through what I learned in watching 100 hours of driving mock tests. You don't want to miss it. I've been Dennis, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you lot in the next one.